Hello, everyone. My name is Annalette, and I am the co-founder of Perfect Lifestyle Now. I'd like to welcome you to tonight's webinar with my good friend, Chaim Alexander. Chaim Alexander is the founder of Tribe to Infinity. Since the mid-90s, Chaim Alexander has been working with clients with their different lifestyle goals. After upgrading his skills and knowledge in the fields of applied quantum science, applied sacred geometry, and other high-leverage systems, Chaim has been assisting his clients to achieve quantum speed improvements and results with their life challenges and goals, even if they have failed several times in their past. Chaim is a certified Yuen method master. Chaim, are you there?
Fan, I'm here. Thank you. Thank you for inviting me in this call.
We're really glad to have you here. So can you talk a little bit about the Yuen method?
Yeah, sure. So, can you hear me clear? I just want to make sure you can hear me.
Yes, perfect.
Yeah, so basically what the Yuen method is a way to find out what's energetically weakening a person from achieving whatever it is they would like to achieve. That could be in health, fitness, relationship, or finances, business, etc. Many times what you'll find is that people will take the right action steps, and no matter what they do, they can achieve that specific goal that they're trying to achieve. And what we do in the Yuen method is we look for we actually find what is there and what's energetically weakening them to achieving that goal. And many times it could be in something very different than what the goal actually is. So an example of that would be if somebody has, let's say, a business goal, they want to build a specific company. Now they could take all the right action steps, but for some reason there's a lot of obstacles or it doesn't work out. And many times people, what they'll do is they'll try to do things around to build a business, but what actually could weaken them is something that has nothing to do with business. It could be relationship or it could be fitness. So with the Yuen method model, what we do is we find out what's energetically weakening them, delete that weakness, and then strengthen them to that. And then once that they're strong to those weaknesses, everything just falls into place.
God, that sounds really different from advice that people get about business, because most people get the advice that you have to do a certain thing, like these steps to have a certain outcome. But what you're saying is that if there's something weak within, I guess, within yourself, or how did you explain it again?
Yeah, so well, there's two parts to achieving a specific outcome, right? There is the action step that one needs to take, and then there is whatever is weakening them energetically to it. So yes, it's important to take those specific business action steps, whatever the business plan is.
Mhm.
But what you'll find is that many people, regardless, they take all the business, the action plans that was given them by their business coach or mentor, and they're still failing. And that can be many times because they have an energetic weakness to that. So it's not necessarily that the advice that they're getting is incorrect. It's correct on paper,
Mhm.
and many have achieved it, but for some people, they have an energetic weakness to that specific thing, and that's why they're not achieving it.
Yeah. Do you have an example of how fast this can work and how it worked for someone?
Okay,
Yeah.
let me. Okay, so there was one person that was looking for a specific teaching job, and she tried to get in one of the colleges where she lives. So after the energetic strengthening, what happened was is that she got someone connected her via LinkedIn, which never happened before, and that was the first time ever in all her years in LinkedIn. But it worked at at a university, asked her if she, basically the exact position that she was looking for.
Mhm.
They were were looking for. And this was a result of after the strengthening that was done. So that's an example. I don't know how fast it took, maybe within a week, you know, but that's one example that I can give you right off the top of my head.
So I was actually wondering if you are able to do a strengthening for the group.
Okay, so we can start with the strengthening for the group, and let me see what specific area I'm going to pick in the group itself. Um, okay, so the weakest thing right now for the group is around creating a livelihood. That's the weakest one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to strengthen everybody on the call for livelihood. And so now in livelihood, there's three things in the UN method model is that we use is business, job, and people. So if I compare out of those three, there's a weakness to people. So they're strong to being in a business, a part of a business, having a job, but the weakness is people. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna strengthen them to people, and that's karma that they have with people. So I'm going to strengthen them to that and delete any cumulative effects. So now when I think about the livelihood for the group, that is strong. So the next one, the next weakness is actually fulfilling their needs, wants, and desires. But more specifically, the weakest one is desires out of the three. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to strengthen everybody to desires. But before I go there, I wanted to explain in the UN method model how needs, wants, what's the difference between a need and a want and a desire. Needs are just your basic needs. That's food, clothing, shelter, etc. Now, the amounts for each person is different. Everybody's basic needs are a little different. The amount of money. So that's basic needs. And then wants is just a little bit above basic needs. That's anything extra on top of that. And then desire is when you want to splurge, like buy a yacht or plane or an island, etc. So the weakest one for the group here is desires. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna strengthen everybody for the desires, and that's coming from their past, more specifically from their ancestors. So I'm gonna strengthen everybody to their ancestors and also strengthen everybody their past to not connect to their future, so they'll be strong back and forth. And then I'm gonna do one more, and that's the abundance triad specifically. And and the abundance triad we have in the UN method model, which is a combination of prosperity, wealth, and money. And the weakest one here is actually out of the three is prosperity. So I'm going to strengthen everybody in the group for prosperity and delete any cumulative effects. And that's actually the weakness is coming from the collective and being connected to people, uh, um, being affected by people who are poor or in poverty. So, and especially when they see it in movies. So that's even it connects them even stronger. So even so, so we're going to strengthen them to that and any fiction around that and delete any cumulative effects. So now when I think about that, that's strong for the group. Okay, so that was the strengthening uh, for the group. I strengthen them for their livelihood, to be strong for fulfillment, and also for abundance. So that's basically how we do it in the UN method model.
Mm, yeah. Is there anything that we should be looking for, like internally? Is there like a shift, or how can you tell that this is working?
Well, there are different ways of telling if it's working. One
Mhm.
is experiencing a shift. So what I usually do is I ask people to check in with them and see how they feel, and then check afterwards and see how they feel and they experience a shift internally. The other way is when whatever they're working on actually comes to them. They actually manifest whatever their goals they're working on. So if it's money, then so there's two ways of looking at it. Um, because a lot of times some people don't. They're not very in tune with with feeling or their sensations, or they mix them up. So there are cases where they will need to get strengthened for that so they can actually experience that. But those are the two ways to see how if it's working or how it's working.
Great. Wow. So, would you like to work with some callers one-on-one? Sure. Okay, so if there's anyone on the either on the webinar or on the conference line, just send a message if you'd like to work with Haim or press *6. Okay. Area code 204.
Hi,
Hello.
how are you?
Good.
I believe I
How
have judgments around money,
do you believe you have judgments around money?
negative judgment.
Okay. So, is there a specific goal that you have in mind?
I guess just earning money.
Earning money. Is there a specific number?
Um, Probably $3,000 a month.
So, can you sense how you feel about that right now?
Like it's not possible.
All right. So first you said you think you have judgments around money.
Hmm.
That actually you're strong to that, but thinking of, that you have that, that's the weakness. So it's just thinking that you have judgments, which is like misinformation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to strengthen you to that. And so I'm also going to strengthen your thoughts so you're strong to your thoughts. Um, the next thing is earning a living is weak to you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to strengthen you to that um, and delete any cumulative effects of that. So if you're not earning, but if it's coming to you passively, there is a weakness there too. So I'm going to strengthen you to that and delete any cumulative effects. There's also a weakness to being passive aggressive. So I'm going to strengthen you to that too. And that's actually coming from your ancestors. So I'm going to strengthen you to that. And now when you think about earning money, how does that feel?
Better.
Better. So now, can you think of an amount that you would feel comfortable earning?
I guess to start off $1,000 a month.
So you went from 3 before, and then you dropped it to 1,000. So you were strong at 3, but when you dropped it to 1,000, that weakened you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to strengthen you from people, from you leaving people behind. So I'm going to delete that from you and strengthen you to that, and then strengthen them back and forth to you. Okay, how about now when you think about earning money, how does that feel?
Better.
And when you think about earning money, how much money do you think you can earn now?
$5,000 a month.
So is that sure, or you're asking me?
Feels strong there.
Now, is there you don't have to say it if you don't want to, but is there a plan that you have in your mind to do that?
I'm working on it, but I have procrastination.
So you're working on a procrastination. So procrastination is not the weakness. What is the weakness is slowness. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to strengthen you to slowness. And being slow as a frog. I don't know why that came up, but I'm going to strengthen you to that and delete any cumulative effects of that. Okay, now when you think about putting that action and plan, how does that work? The plan to action.
Feels stronger.
So do you feel like you can tomorrow take the next best step towards it?
I think that's where I kind of have a little bit of problem too, is the clarity on that, on what is my next step.
So can you put 3 steps in your mind right now? You have
Yes.
that?
Yep.
Okay, so the third one of those 3 is the weakest for you. So what I'm doing is I'm going to strengthen to you the third one and delete the cumulative effects and make the third one even to all 3. So things that come into 3 for you is a weakness. So I'm going to strengthen you to that and delete anything. Okay, 3 days, 3 hours, 3 minutes. Okay, so 3 minutes is a weakness there. So I'm going to strengthen you. So that probably is the first 3 minutes will be the hardest for you. So because we strengthen you to that. So now you're strong to that. So how about now? You think about taking an action plan.
I feel better.
Better. So is it still something there?
Um, no, I think I feel better about it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So there's area code 347.
Okay. Hello. 347. You're alive. Are you there? Hello.
Okay, just muted it back. All right. So I'll just go to the chat.
Okay.
Kate has a
The
question.
question is how to overcome anxiety, apathy that stops me from taking action. I'm not good at handling even moderate accounts of stress. Okay. So, Kate, so what I would like you to do is to see how you feel about your question right now or your challenge, and then I'm going to do the strengthening, and then we're going to ask you if it's shifted. Okay, so the weakest thing here is stress. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to strengthen you to stress. And the reason why, one of the main reasons is that stress is basically misleading because there's no, it's very abstract. What is stress? So, stress to me and stress to somebody else are so many different definitions to stress. So, in your specific thing, the weakness is pressure, and that's mainly emotional pressure. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to strengthen you to emotional pressure and delete everything down to zero minus infinity. And more specifically, the emotional pressure, let me see where else it's affecting you, and it's affecting your atoms in your body. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to strengthen the atoms in your body, inside, outside, top to bottom. And also I'm going to activate the black holes inside your atoms so they connect to the black holes into the universe. So if any pressure that's too much pressure in there, it can just go through the black holes and out in your system. So now when I think about the stress, you're pretty strong. So now what's coming up is the next one is anxiety, and so I'm going to strengthen you to that. And it's actually other people's anxiety that is affecting you more than your own anxiety. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to strengthen you to other people, people in your family more specifically, make that strong, make you strong to them and them to you, and make that circle strong. So overcome is not an issue. So the other one is taking action, and so I'm going to strengthen you to that, and that is, let me see what's leading that taking action, and that is actually a weakness of 40 years, going back 40 years. So what I'm doing is I'm going to strengthen you to that and delete any cumulative effects, and strengthen anything that connects to the future and back to the past and make that strong to you. So taking action for you now is strong, 100%. Okay, let me just see anything else there. Okay, so how do you feel now? Do you feel the same or different, Kate? Just type in and let us know. And is there a way for people on the webinar to talk in or no?
Yes, I
She
can.
wrote, I feel more settled.
Oh, okay. She's having mic
She says that she's
issues.
more settled. Okay, thank you, Kate.
Okay, so if anyone else has a question, okay. Daniqua? All right. You're unmuted.
Hello? Are you there, Daniqua? You are unmuted.
Oh, okay. She can only type.
So how to become self-employed and making money? Okay, so the weakness here is the first weakness is having employees. So what I'm doing is I'm going to strengthen you to having employees and delete anything down to 0% minus infinity. And making money, you're strong too. So taking action is strong too. So let's see what is weakening you from. And actually, that's coming from your central nervous system. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to strengthen your central nervous system and your brain. I'm going to strengthen your brain. And also I'm going to strengthen your bottom brain to be to connect to your top brain and make that strong back and forth. And so now see what's another weakness for you, believing. Okay, so there is a weakness to believing, and that's actually coming from more a weakness to religion. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to strengthen you to religion and delete anything down to 0% minus infinity. So believing there is still a weakness.
You're like a poverty mindset?
Hello? Mhm.
Oh, yes, that's Clinton. We
Oh,
can hear
okay.
you.
Oh, yes. I was wondering how to become like my own entrepreneur. I've been trying to
Uh,
start my own business.
can you hold on for just a minute because I'm still in the middle of working
Sorry.
with Daniqua, she's typing in, so just give us a few minutes. Thank you. Okay, so seeing myself with other people. So that's not the weakness. So the weakness is there's some spiritual spirit attachments that are affecting you with that. That's 20 of them. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna delete, send them off to other dimensions, and then strengthen you to any of the negative effects. We're gonna strengthen you to that and delete. Okay. So now when I think about, so now when you think about being self-employed, how does that feel, Daniqua? Is it the same or different?
I feel good. I have a good feeling.
Okay. So sort of the same. Uh, sort of the same. Okay, so there is a weakness to connecting to the stock market. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna strengthen you to that and delete any cumulative effects. And also, okay, now how about now? How do you feel now about making more money? Or I mean, sorry, being self-employed. This is to you, Daniqua.
Yeah, I'm feeling better. Yeah, I'm definitely feel more confident.
Okay. So Clinton, what was your question for you?
Oh, it's that, I want to make more money, but being an entrepreneur is self-employed. Like, there's only a certain, like, I'm only able to make a certain amount of money, and trying to go on to my own business or whatever. I always I don't do it, I procrastinate, or I just do it real slow. And even if I make a certain amount of money, it seems like to always go back to a certain level.
Okay. So so the first thing is going back as a weakness. So I'm going to strengthen you to that. And that's going backwards in your and in your purpose, so in your life purpose. So what I'm doing is I'm going to strengthen you to your life purpose and make you strong that whatever you choose is your purpose. So you don't have to come up with one purpose. It could be many purposes. So once you have more than three purposes, that weakens you. So I'm going to do is I'm going to strengthen you to that and delete any cumulative effects. And now the next one for that is um is emotional sensation of soreness. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to strengthen you to that and delete any cumulative effects to that. And also a physical sensation of itching. So I'm going to strengthen you to that and delete any cumulative effects. Okay, now when you think about it, how does it feel now? Is it the same or different?
I feel more alert. I feel more, yeah, calm and alert.
Okay.
Like
So now,
really more focus.
so now you feel that you can go out there and put a plan together and move forward with it?
Yeah, actually, I can.
Well,
I
thank you
always
so much.
had a fog in my mind whenever I want to try to do something. That seems to be real clear now.
Great. Thank you so
Thank
much. You're welcome.
Oh, great.
Danica, how she's feeling now. Danica, how are you feeling right now? I see you wrote that I need to just do it. So do you feel that you can just get up tomorrow and do it? Does it feel stronger to you? Just type in and let us know. Okay,
So,
meanwhile you can.
yeah, while we're waiting, I just wanted to talk about what you can do while you're working with someone, because I noticed that when some of the audience members were talking, I felt like I resonated with some of what obstacles they had. So what can we do while you're working with someone?
There's nothing that you need to do.
Hmm.
One thing you can do is if you can sense how you feel about a certain situation. Um, you know, when think about what you thought about yesterday and how you feel after the call or when or during the call when something comes up that you resonate with. But
Hmm.
because we're all connected and we're here as a group, part of that while I'm strengthening someone else, it also strengthens the people in the group because we're just connected. So there's not that no, they don't really have to do anything because the strengthening is already working. The only thing that people can do is to check and see if they shifted in different areas that they didn't think before, or
Okay,
if something comes up from another caller.
great. So, Nico, if you could just type in how you feel now after working with Haim. All right, there's No one on the chat or on the call with a question. So I have one. I have a lot of, not really procrastination, but that's the closest I can say, like regarding contacting people for joint ventures or affiliates. Is there something you can do for that?
So can you sense how you feel about
Yes.
so so when you talk about contacting joint ventures, all that is strong for you. What's weakening is the opposite. So meaning you're having a thought that you can't, but the opposite, that opposite thought is what's actually weakening you. So because again, and we're living in a dual polarity, so
Mhm.
many times we're affected by the opposite of what actually is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to strengthen you to that and delete any cumulative effect. And then the next thing what I'm going to strengthen you for is strengthen the tissues inside your body, make that strong to you. Right? Okay, and then the next thing is actually limitations. So I'm going to strengthen you to limitations, and that's actually around relationships. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to strengthen you to any limitations you have around relationships. So now, how do you feel about the joint ventures? How does that feel now?
Joint ventures feel neutral, but relationships
Relationships.
doesn't feel neutral.
So, business relationships, you're strong with.
Mhm.
Um, Family relationships, you're strong with. Regular friendships is what's weakening you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to strengthen you to regular friendships and delete any cumulative effects, especially friendships in the future. Make you strong to that and delete any effects of that. So now when you think about relationships, how does that feel?
I feel okay. The first thing that came up was scared, and I don't know why.
Okay. So before you go to scared, do you
Hmm.
feel stronger in relationships or less stronger compared to before?
Stronger.
So scared. Okay, so scared is actually not coming from you. It's coming from uh, one of the people inside our call right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to strengthen you to them and strengthen them to that. And
Okay.
that's actually karma. So we're going to strengthen that karma and delete any cumulative effects. Okay, how do you feel now about this? Is still feel that?
Wow. That feels a lot better. Thank you.
Kate wrote in and she said that she's not sure if she's in the right line of work. It doesn't seem to flow and don't make much money from it. This causes me to doubt my abilities. Okay, so the first weakness here is actually uh, when you ask somebody to see, that's the weakness. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to strengthen you for asking other people. Uh, that's the weakness to see for you. So that became strong. Um, There's no weakness to making more money, staying in your job, moving from your job. You're strong to. It's just taking the action. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to strengthen you to taking the action and delete any cumulative effects. And let's see where that specifically is coming from. And say it's not coming from you. It's actually coming from your neighbors. So you have a weakness of your neighbors affecting you from taking action. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to strengthen you to your neighbors back and forth and any karma between both of you. You and your neighbors want to strengthen that, delete any cumulative effects. Okay, so how do you feel, Kate? How do you feel now about um, your question? Does it feel the same or different? Okay, so you still feel okay, self-doubt. So there's a weakness to you judging other people. I'm going to make you strong to that. Any cumulative effects. I'm also going to, your awareness is good. Your speed is weak, so I'm going to strengthen your speed. The speed of other people that are fast, so make you strong to that and delete any cumulative effects. How about now? How do you feel about that now, Kate? Confused. Okay. So let me strengthen you for being confused. Um, that's coming from, I'm also going to strengthen your small intestines inside your body because that's affecting you and feeling confused. Okay. So how about now? How do you feel? I feel okay now, thanks. You're welcome. Also, if you don't want to get give out too much information about your challenge, you don't have to. I don't really need to know all the details. So if you feel uncomfortable sharing the specifics, you don't have to do that. Just let us know, and then I'll take it from there.
So if there's nobody else with a question or a comment.
It doesn't look like it. I'm looking here in the chat. I don't see anything. How does this work? Okay, so Hannah is asking, how does this work? We can unmute you, Hannah, and you can share, see if she has a mic.
Okay.
So what you can do is you can type in a question that you have, and then you'll see how it works. So if you have a specific challenge in finances or business, just type in your challenge, and then what I'll do is I'll strengthen that, and then you can experience how it works. Oh, we lost audio. Said she lost audio. Can you hear us now? I think she lost audio.
Okay.
So if you can hear us, just type in your challenge, and then what I'll do is once I see it, I'll do strengthening on it, and then you can experience how that feels.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So Hannah, just type in your challenge if you can't come on the call, and what I'll do is I'll strengthen you, and then you can experience how it works. Did I let you know how I strengthen? I use the Yuen method to strengthen. This is all energetically, so I'm not really sure that answered your question.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all right. Yeah, so basically having trouble balancing my life. Okay, so can you sense how you feel about your life right now or balancing your life? Okay, so your first weakness for balancing your life is actually is coming from a weakness of 40 years of accumulated weaknesses. So what I'm doing is I'm going to delete those weaknesses and delete everything down to minus infinity. So that's the first thing. The second thing is you're saying you're having a great job and relationship, etc. So that's the first thing. So what I want you to do is I want you to pick one area in your life that you would like to see improvements in, and just type that in for me. And then we'll use that as a benchmark. Motivation. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to strengthen you to motivation in general, but more specifically, it's there's a weakness to past phobias that's weakening you in motivation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to strengthen you to any past phobias, and that's more specifically around health. So I'm going to strengthen you to health and delete any cumulative effects of health. And it's actually not your health, but other people's health. More health and when it comes to friends' health in the past. So I'm going to do is I'm going to strengthen you to that and delete any cumulative effects to that. So now, when you think about motivation, does it feel the same or different to you? Just type in, let me know. Feels better. Okay, so there's another weakness here. When things get better in your life, it actually weakens you. When things get worse in your life, it actually makes you stronger. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to strengthen you to things being better in your life, and more specifically when you're in a better relationship. And it's more of a better relationship when it comes to a family relationship. So what I'm doing is I'm going to strengthen you to that. So as the family relationship becomes better, it actually weakens you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to strengthen you to that. And that's actually coming from your ancestors. So I'm going to strengthen your ancestors to that and delete any cumulative effects on you with that. So now how do you feel? Do you feel better? When you think about motivation, how does that feel? She wrote, I feel that. Hit the nail on the head. Okay. So now when you come to thinking about motivation, how does that feel? Do you feel more motivated or less motivated? A little more motivated. So being a little Okay, so being little is weakening you. And it reminds you of other little people that also weaken you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to strengthen you to them back and forth and make you strong to that. Okay, so now how do you feel when you think about motivation? You feel okay. Well, so that's how it works. So that's how strengthening works. Thank you so much, Hannah. You're welcome, Hannah.
Yeah, I felt that too. Okay. Is there anyone else with a question or a comment? Last call. Okay. So, can you end it with a group strengthening that the group needs?
So the first weakness for the group is some negative life experiences, and specifically in the area of karma. So I'm going to delete everybody from the negative life experience around karma, and so everybody's strong to that. The second weakness for the group right now is actually their energy system. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to strengthen their energy system to flow, and make that strong to flowing. So now that's strong for everybody. And the next one is actually people actually losing weight. So I'm going to strengthen everybody to losing weight and delete any cumulative effects. And in the Yuen method model, many times people are heavy, has to do with finances. So I guess that's why I guess it showed up here, losing weight. And more specifically, in the losing weight is actually their metabolism. So I'm going to make everybody's metabolism strong, and delete any cumulative effects of that. Okay, so that was the three things that came up right now for the group to strengthen.
Oh, okay. We just had a comment that I'm trying to lose weight. So thank you, Haim, for that. And that was from Hannah. All right. I know that a few of you on the call are already in the 90-day program. I just wanted to go over what exactly is in the 90-day program, and if there's anyone else who's interested in joining, we'll give you that link at the end. Oh, also, Kate said that after listening to your call previously, I stopped smoking. So thank you for that, even though it was a call about finances. So that's, wow, great.
Thank you, Kate. Great.
Hi. This was great. Just like all the strengthenings and everything. I feel like a lot better than when I started the call. So thank you, Haim.
Thank you, and I'd like to thank all the participants on the call. And I'd like to thank Kate about quitting smoking. I had no idea, so thank you for that.
That was
It's good.
great. Yeah.
Yeah, because one of the things also, when because it works exponentially, what people will find while being in a program is a lot of areas in their life will improve because everything is connected. So
Mhm.
when they improve in one area and they're getting strengthenings in other areas, then those areas also get improved. So if they're specifically in finance, but the weakness is in relationship, that gets strengthened. But because everything is connected, they'll also get improvements in other areas in their life that they didn't even think of.
Mhm.
So that's another benefit, another benefit of being part of the program, even though they're working on specific financial goals and business goals, they'll find that other areas in their life start to improve out of nowhere. Hannah posted, thank you. I feel much better, excited about my life. I had no idea what I was attending, but I am glad I did. Well, you're welcome,
Wow.
Hannah, for attending and participating. I think the important one here is also participating.
Mhm.
'Cause, this is, the stuff that I do is not, it's not information. So you can listen to it, but it's not intellectual. It's more experiential. It's a feeling. So thank you for participating, even though you had no idea what it was, because many people, when they don't know what's going on, they're a bit, they don't step up. So thank you for stepping up, Hannah.
Yes, those are some great questions. We're gonna post a replay, so if you registered, the email will be going out to you from anymeeting.com. That's about it. Like, thank you everyone. Thank you for attending, and thank you once again, Haim.
Thank you, Anulet, for organizing this, and thank you so much.
All right.
Okay, bye-bye.
Have a good night.